Welcome to the Week Ahead, brought to you by Inverse. Investing makes sense when you learn by doing. With the squeeze we're seeing on consumers, we're making retail the focus of this week's Look Ahead. The macro calendar is light, but the releases that do land speak directly to demand, pricing pressure, and the consumer's capacity to keep spending, the three pillars that drive retail earnings. Here are the three things we feel matter most this week. First up is retail sales. Retail sales land on both sides of the border this week. These two prints give us the cleanest read on how North American consumers entered the year, and they set the backdrop for Walmart's fourth quarter results later in the week. Retail sales show whether demand is slowing, in sync, or diverging, a key input for the entire Staples discretionary complex. If both countries soften together, it reinforces the slow grind consumer narrative. If they diverge, it sets up a cross-border positioning story. Next is the Canadian CPI, which drops this Tuesday and shapes both consumer pressure and the Bank of Canada's next move. If CPI comes in soft, it strengthens the case for earlier Bank of Canada easing. A softer print also eases financial conditions and helps the retail sector by relieving some of the pressure on consumers. Thirdly are the U.S. personal income and spending numbers, which come out Friday. The release includes PCE inflation, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, which tells investors how much real spending power households have and how close the Fed is to easing. That makes it a direct input into rate expectations and the discount rate sensitivity of retail stocks. This is the part of the retail story that determines whether demand can hold up into Q1 and Q2, or if we'll all suddenly realize consumerism only benefits the 1% and rise up and eat our oppressors. Wow, I don't know where that came from. Let's just move on to earnings, shall we? In our ongoing earnings report, this week's headline is Walmart's fourth quarter reporting. As the largest retailer in North America, Walmart's financials are a treasure trove of information, and one we can't wait to mine and share with you. Taken together with this week's retail sales and income data, Walmart's fourth quarter numbers will give one of the clearest reads on the state of the North American consumer. And it's only fitting then that our sector spotlight this week is, you guessed it, retail. With consumers under pressure, retail becomes the cleanest lens for understanding demand, pricing power, and margin resilience. Sometimes a pause in the big market-moving narrative gives us room to look more closely at parts of the market that don't always get the spotlight. Retail is one of those areas, full of signals about demand, pricing pressure, and how households are really coping beneath the headline data. This week offers exactly that kind of window. And with NVIDIA on deck next week, this quieter stretch gives investors a chance to reset before attention swings back to the mega-cap story. Well, that's it for the week ahead. And remember, folks, sticks and stones may break your bones, but capitalist imperial ideology will forever crush you to dust.